All right, I believe we are live and worldwide. All right, it is I, Captain Murphy, whom Jacobin magazine once officially said, Jesus fucking Christ, and our dearly departed Socdim Twitter czar, IPM, called a coward. Rest in power, brother. But who is Captain Murphy? I am your resident neighbor Scientologist, your professor of janitorial sciences, mystic pervert, utopian fail son, Nintendo fanboy, and all around weirdo, welcoming you all to Leftendo, the games media of the proletariat. Tonight, episode 4, there is a King Boo. CheetahSquad. Hello, Cheetah.
Hey, how's it going?
All right. Am I coming in live? Am I coming in strong, Cheetah?
Coming in pretty strong. You had one dropout, but I think that just came
Okay.
across.
All right. Cool. Cool. Okay. So we're going to talk mainly about the Switch Smash Direct and a couple things we've been playing and read a little something about it. But to start, let's do the news from hell. So I wanted to start with this librarian who embezzled $89,000 to spend on a mobile. About this, Cheetah?
I had not heard about this until you mentioned it. But when I saw it, I at first thought it said libertarian embezzles $89,000, and I said, "Oh, that makes a lot of sense." And then I saw librarian, and I was like, "Oh, that's that's a little bit worse because I like libraries. Don't steal money from the library."
I agree. I agree. A bit deeper story here, I think. I'll read just a sample of this Kotaku article about it. Last year, Adam Winger, the director of the North Logan City Library in Utah, resigned for reasons that were not immediately clear. Now things have become a teensy bit clearer. He was found guilty of spending $89,000 in public money on mobile game sensation Game of War.
That's like the
Now,
worst one to spend the money. It wasn't even something good. It was one of those shitty games where you literally just like build stuff and wait for 24 hours and
oh
then
yeah,
nothing happens.
yeah, that's what I was going to get into here in a sec. I think it's the one that had all of Arnold Schwarzenegger in the commercials, right?
Yeah, I remember those. Those are I
Yeah.
understand how those mobile games made so much money to do that, but now I do.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. In the industry, they're called whales. The people that spend thousands of dollars on microtransactions.
Ah, nice. Yeah, I guess you just need a few white whales, a couple
Yeah,
Dixies in there.
that's exactly what they're going for, man. It's all about psychological manipulation. And I could read further into this. All it really goes into is how he got caught by the local paper and shit, and he's going to pay it back and get 30 days in jail, which 30 days in jail is not bad, honestly, for embezzling
Yeah,
that much money.
yeah.
Go ahead.
I'd win one for local press though. Hey,
Yeah, yeah. But what I was going to go into here is that this is the kind of thing that a lot of rival, yeah, like I'm a thing, but a lot of other Nintendo people on YouTube like to get into. They really want to have these big triple A games on the Nintendo Switch. And nearly all of these games have microtransactions. And the thing about microtransactions, it's a lot like Twitter. It's all based on algorithms that are meant to addict you and get you to spend as much money as possible. And I really think this is a story of a man who had a gambling addiction,
yeah, that's
right?
what it is. And I mean, like Europe ruled that loot boxes were gambling for kids, and so they were banned from Battlefield and stuff. And I think I would be upset to see Nintendo adopt a microtransaction model or have its developers push for that because there's so much. Nintendo is primarily targeted to kids, and not that all of us who were once kids and grew up with Nintendo don't still love it just as much. But like anything that's remotely, could be interpreted as gambling and pointed at children, I just think is so predatory. And fuck that. That's not what games are about. Oh, did we lose Murph? Murph, you there? C-Lab Captain. Murph may be down, passed out from his cider already.
You there?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. Something happened there. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, anything that's pointed towards children is deplorable, and absolutely right. Like the state of Hawaii said that it was a trap, when they did that with Battlefront 2. So I thought I'd just bring that up. But in other news, we have IGN's Nintendo editor, Philip Munchen, or whatever, was outed as a huge plagiarist, and his life is now completely ruined. Did you hear about this, Cheetah?
No, I didn't. What was he plagiarizing?
Okay, so what happened was, that anarcho-syndicalist company that made that game called Dead Cells?
Yeah, that
Uh,
was.
Go ahead.
I was just excited about that game. It was looking pretty interesting.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool. I'm not really big into roguelikes, but I thought I'd give it a try, just solidarity's sake.
Really.
What now?
Personally, I love roguelikes. I'm big into. I got a bunch of them on Steam. Those
That's all right. Yeah.
bastards at Steam made me collect like 5 of them that I don't play.
Well, I get tired of them because they're the random and stuff. I just like a really well, designed game. But regardless, what happened was he had his very first video review. He is the IGN Nintendo editor. He was only hired about 6 months ago. Before then, he was a YouTube personality. And word for word, it was taken from a small-time Nintendo reviewer named, I believe it was Boomstick Gaming. The whole thing was plagiarized, and it just seems weird that he would do that, considering it was his first official video review. And anything you do on the internet, people will find out about.
Yeah, you can't hide anything like that, even from the smallest reviewer. That's hilarious. I feel like he just, I don't know, was partying for his new job or something and just forgot and was like, shit, tonight I got to write a new review. And he just made a poor choice there.
Yeah, I know of him because I listen to the Nintendo Voice Chat, which is IGN's weekly Nintendo podcast. And I have to say, I never really cared for many of his takes on things, so it doesn't really surprise me that much. He seemed very shallow, vapid. I think, he just got into a situation, well, I have this great job at this major publisher. I better do really well. I know what I'll do. I'll steal from other people. He might have done this before when he was just doing YouTube, too. That happened was it turned out that turned out to be all kinds of things. And they just ended up scrubbing their entire website of him.
Well,
and then he go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, and then he quote unquote apologized, in which he admitted no wrongdoing and was like, it was just a mistake, And the way he tried to explain it was he took the structure from other people, but then he would add his own words. But that's still plagiarism. So he just dug himself deeper.
So his an apology, he's like, no, it's okay. I've been systemically plagiarizing from people this entire time.
Yeah, and the thing is, he claimed that everyone at IGN does that, and they don't. IGN is all right. It's kind of professional. So yeah. I don't know where he got that idea.
They've been around for a while. I mean, I've suspected that maybe they accept some payments for some of their ratings on games.
Oh, yeah.
But other than that, like, yeah, I've always looked, I've been on IGN for years, so.
No, that's absolutely true. I think there's payola everywhere, which is why the whole Gamergate debate, obviously I'm on the side of women always, but in the end, there really isn't any good guy in that situation. There are only just layers of bad, because nearly all games journalism is unethical.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, games journalism, I mean, sometimes, I'm sure there's people who are in it who are just earnest gamers who are, having fun. But it seems like the whole industry was just kind of set up by the games industry to promote itself. It's kind of more of like a marketing wing than really a journalistic endeavor.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like movie reviews. There are movie reviewers on YouTube, and I don't want to name them, but they go to these lavish premieres where the studios make them feel good about themselves, and they're like, "It's the best movie ever made. I loved it," you
Yeah.
know. Or their channel is literally owned by Disney, and then it's like Star Wars is the greatest thing ever. This is why I only listen to Red Letter Media when it comes to reviews, because they don't go to that shit. They don't give a fuck.
Yeah, exactly. It's just the content and not the, oh, they gave me a bunch of champagne and like free sliders, so 9 out of 10.
Yeah, exactly. They made them. It's more that they make them feel special, right? Because they go to the big premiere and they're
And
like, "Oh, I'm on the red carpet. I'm a celebrity." And when they really just have like a YouTube channel with like 500,000 followers, which is an accomplishment, but you are not a important person.
yeah, no one's looking up your red carpet photos or following up on you on TMZ. It's
Exactly, exactly. It's all about ego. So it's very much the same, I think, with games journalism. But anyway, moving on. There have been some announcements. I don't know if you've heard about this for the Nintendo Switch. Number one, which is interesting for some people. I don't play Doom. I haven't played Doom at all, but Doom Eternal will be coming out for the Nintendo Switch. It will be coming out the day of. That is to say, the day that every other version of Doom Eternal will come out. That's pretty cool.
That's awesome. Good for Nintendo for landing that deal. Doom is huge, and I think it makes Nintendo has never really been one for the mainstream FPSs other than maybe GoldenEye, but I think it's shows that they're a serious contender with the Switch for the entire gaming market.
Yeah. I would go so far as to say Bethesda is the only Western AAA developer I actually care about. I love the Elder Scrolls games. And even though I'm not really into Doom or FPSs in general, I haven't been into first person shooters since like Call of Duty 2 or something. I'm old as fuck. But I like the narrative in those. Like if you give me a really solid single player, maybe I'll play it. Like I need to play the fucking like BioShock games and stuff.
Yeah, I
Those are
like
kind of
and I saw some of the gameplay for the new Doom, and it looks pretty epic. They kind of added a new fast-paced platforming element to the whole thing because the
mhm.
whole world is engulfed in lava, so it's literally a floor is lava situation.
Yeah.
And so it looks pretty fun. I played Doom 64, and that was always fun because I wasn't supposed to be playing it because my mom wasn't allowing me to play it. But I used to play that, and then I used to play that on an emulator when I got older. And Doom 64 was always fun, and I like that game. But I never really played any of the Doom games after that, so I don't really know where the franchise has gone.
hmm Yeah, yeah. So I'm happy that it's going to be on the console. And honestly, in this game, if it wasn't so damn expensive, because this is the
Oh, we lost you, Murph.
if I would give it a try because it isn't like a massive multiplayer online game, and those games I can't stand really.
Yeah, no, I'm personally I'm a fan of single player games as well. There's a few multiplayer games I like to play. In high school I got into like playing COD pretty heavily, and I was playing Modern Warfare 2, but other than
hmm
that, I've mostly been a fan of narrative games or like really good story universe games. And yeah, I've like Doom looked pretty good. The trailer for this and some of the gameplay for this looks like it would be pretty epic single player experience.
Yeah. Well, let's see. What else do we have? Diablo 3 Eternal is coming out. It will feature Ganon skins. And let's see here. It is obviously by Activision Blizzard, and I don't like Activision Blizzard, but I am happy for Nintendo that they are getting Diablo 3 Eternal Collection. Have you ever played a Diablo game?
Yeah, I played way back when I was too young to understand the game. I played the original Diablo. And then
Mm-hmm.
I played Diablo 2 a bit, but never got that far into it because I didn't own it. It was just at friends' houses. And then I played Diablo 3 when that came out all the way through. And it was good the first time through. I didn't really find it worth it to go through all the nightmare modes and stuff because it was literally the same story, like nothing had changed. So, but
Yeah.
the playthrough for sure was a lot of fun. So it'll be worth it for that. And like I said, I think it's good for the Nintendo's cred to get like the Activision Blizzard release and stuff. Even though I'm not necessarily a fan of those companies or that company now.
Yeah, they're a fucking microtransaction loot box company Inc. But I'm
Yeah.
still happy that we're getting it. Um, One last thing, Dark Souls Remastered has finally got a release date. It's scheduled to come out sometime this. It was scheduled to come out sometime this summer, but it was delayed, and it's slated to come out October 19th. Have you ever played a Dark Souls game? I have not.
Yeah, I played Dark Souls 2, I think I have on Steam.
Hmm.
And I sucked at it, and I didn't play it that far. But then I played Dark Souls 3 at my friend's house, and I started actually getting through it and picked up on the timing and all that stuff, and it was actually a lot of fun. The bosses are pretty epic. I like games that punish you, and that's what it's famous for. I kind of like the Dark Souls elements they added into Zelda, honestly, the new one. But like I like Dark Souls. I'm excited for Nintendo to get it. It's cool that they remastered the first one. Um, One that I want on the Switch is Bloodborne because I've heard great things about Bloodborne, and I really want to play that one through. I don't know. What about you? You have any interest in Dark Souls, or you ever play it up at least a little bit?
No, I have not played it. It is the one game of the three I just mentioned that I'm very interested in trying out because I hear great things from people I respect, like Jim Sterling, and just like my brother really was into Bloodborne. So I would like to give it a try.
Yeah, it's something different. I think it's kind of one of the few games that sort of spawned a new genre in a long time, like it is a, kind of, it's a fantasy RPG and stuff, but
Mhm.
it's in a style that is so unique. And now you're seeing other games copy it, and there's like Dark Souls clone games and stuff. So, good for them for, you know, saying fuck you to Sony and just taking it where he wanted it to go.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, I'm really excited to try it. It's another one of those $60 games where like the only $60 games I really want to buy are Nintendo exclusive games. But if it's ever on sale or something, I'll definitely try to pick it up if I have some fucking money. But
Yeah, those
speaking,
$60 games are $80 in Canada.
oh yeah, well, I mean, but like exchange rates, come on, man. I don't know.
It still actually comes out to a bit more. They double fuck us up here.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, if you want to talk about being fucked over, we are the gaming media of the proletariat, my friend. If we have any UK listeners, they charge 80 or not 80, 60 pounds for a game, right? And a
Yeah,
pound is like what, $2, $1.50? So it's
yeah,
significantly more,
yeah.
right?
They're paying like 120 bucks for games.
Yeah, sometimes it depends on the exchange rate, but sometimes it's fucking ridiculous.
I hear Australia has the most outrageous game prices because they have some weird laws surrounding them.
Wouldn't surprise me at all. Um, but moving on, speaking of Bandai Namco, let's get into the Nintendo Direct. Nintendo had their Smash Ultimate Direct this week where they revealed Simon Belmont. Hashtag fuck Konami finally did something right for once. They had Richter, they had Dark Samus, they had King K. Rool, which is, I was going to mention, is a rare character, which is probably only on this version of Smash Brothers because they're beginning more chummy with Microsoft lately because Microsoft owns Rare, as you know.
Yeah,
Um,
I hate that. But I was super excited to see K. Rool. I'm big fan of Donkey Kong Country and Donkey Kong 64. And so I was super stoked to see K. Rool. But yeah, it's always irked me that Rare is owned by Xbox. Although they did release a bunch of their games that they owned for free on Xbox Live, which was cool. They had uh, what is it, fucking oh shit, Banjo Kazooie 2, which was like okay, but
nice.
they released it for free at least, and Perfect Dark, like they remastered the old Perfect Dark 64, so that was a little nostalgia boost for me at some point because I fucking loved Perfect Dark. That was a game, life changing game for me.
Cool. Cool.
But yeah, fuck Rare. Sorry, keep going.
I don't know. It's all right. Don't fuck Rare. Rare's all right. I just wish Microsoft didn't
Microsoft.
own
That's
them.
yeah.
Let's see here. I was going to say, as a casual fan who played Smash 64 and Melee with my brothers, I enjoy Smash, but I wasn't sure about whether I'd buy Smash Ultimate or not because, again, let me reiterate, that's the voice of the gaming proletariat. $60 for a game is not easy for me to buy, yet I am sorely tempted now because when they say that this is the ultimate version of Smash Brothers, they aren't fucking kidding about that. But before we get into just the statistics of how much is in this game, maybe we should talk about the trailer just for a minute. What did you think of what happened with Luigi at the beginning there?
They cold clocked him, man. They murked Luigi so hard. I was really surprised at how like much they just straight up fucked him up. It was a pretty funny trailer overall, like Luigi's Mansion and Castlevania. But like yeah, Death just fucking like uppercuts him with the scythe and like rips the soul out of his neck. It was pretty brutal.
Yeah.
It was cool. I don't know why they did that. But if it's this rumored spirits mode or whatever the hell, that should be interesting. So I don't know if you wanted to say something about that.
Oh yeah, I was going to get to it. One of the things they flashed on the screen was the menu, and in the menu they had this smudged out section that they weren't going to talk about. They even said in the trailer that we're not going to talk about that right yet. But the thing is, in the Japanese version of the trailer, right, which I guess they made differently because it's in Japanese. So I guess, I don't know. But the point is, when they smudged it out, when they obscured that word in the menu, they left it visible for an entire frame. And someone looked through it and found it there, right? And so it says spirits, and we don't know what it is. But because Luigi died, because King DDD died, and what was in the first one? Who died in the first one? Oh, yeah, Mario died. Mega Man died. All these people have died, and it's actually says spirit in Japanese there. We think maybe it has something to do with that and explains kind of why people keep dying in these trailers. What do you think?
I mean, that sounds about right. It's probably onto something there. That's whoever left that frame and probably got a stern talking to at the least. But
yeah,
pretty cool. I'm excited for any single player Smash experience. I liked Subspace Emissary or whatever the hell it was called on Brawl. And I always was a fan of beating Master Hand on 64.
Oh yeah, that's fun.
But yeah, no, it should be interesting. I'm surprised at Nintendo for brutally murdering all these characters, but
well, it's the new Nintendo, man. Nintendo's Sega now. They're all edgy and shit.
Yeah, I guess so. They gotta put a little edge on their content now. Kids are so much edgier these days.
Well, I don't even think they're going after kids anymore. Like, I mean, they are, but I mean, you can tell from when the Switch was starting to come out, when they were talking, they had they had trailers come out. The trailers were clearly geared towards adults and not kids. Whereas with the Wii U, it was always kid shit, right? So I think they hired like a new marketing team or something, and they were like, yeah, this is going to be a family console that we are going to actively seek adult games for, and we are going to market to adults. So it's like, we know as Nintendo that a lot of our fans grew up with us and are now in their fucking 30. I'm fucking 30 years old, okay? I can handle a little bit of carnage and shit.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I'm not complaining. I personally like it. The trailer was hilarious. You know, it was a throwback to some Donkey Kong antics. Do you remember the old Donkey Kong show? Do you remember that?
I watched it a little bit like a month ago on like one of those free apps. I think it was Tubi TV, right? It's all on there. It is just the worst 3D animation I've ever seen.
Yeah, I used to watch that as a kid. I don't even remember what it was about, but it just, for some reason, I had some like nostalgia and that flavor when I watched that trailer. Yeah, no, it was pretty funny, but I was surprised, yeah, when Dee Dee got murked in that one. I was like, damn, they're just murking everybody.
Yeah. So I love these trailers. These trailers have been great. I will say that I feel like this Smash Direct is what they should have done at E3. Did you watch the E3 presentation from Nintendo?
No, this year I didn't pay attention to any E3. Like the last few years, I've stopped paying attention to it. I used to watch it, but I,
Hmm.
I mean, I hear about the big things that come out, of course, like Sonic
Hmm.
and stuff. But yeah, no, I didn't particularly watch
Oh,
anything.
that's all right. I understand, man. The thing is, okay, so what happened was it's an E3, and they didn't say it was a Smash Direct. Okay, they said, oh no, it's just going to be the Nintendo Direct. So they have the first 15 minutes or so is just a couple different games. The biggest announcement in there being that they released Hollow Knight that day, which is fucking awesome. I love Hollow Knight.
Right.
And they're making a new Mario Party, Super Mario Party. Those are the biggest announcements there. That was the first like 15 minutes. But then it was like 30 minutes of a Smash Direct, and it was just getting into the minutia of like, oh, we changed the voice of this character, and these characters can now like jump and fight at the same time, and it just went on and on and on. The best thing about it was it explained that they're going to have every fucking character ever from Smash in the game, which was great. But then they went on and on and on about it. Whereas I like this version better, where it's like, I don't know, 15 minutes or something, and it starts with a really cool trailer where Luigi gets fucking killed, and then it just goes into, oh, we got these new characters, we got these new assist trophies, and we're done. It's very quick, and I just wish they had done that at E3, but I guess that's neither here nor there. That's kind of inside baseball shit. I wanted to get into the statistics here. I don't know if you've looked at them, but this Smash so far is going to have 74 characters.
Wow.
Yeah, 74, including every single character that has ever appeared in Smash Brothers ever. And seeing
Yeah.
Snake and Wolf and stuff was really surprising to me. It's going to have 103 stages, including battlefield versions of all of them, which means, that's for like more competitive play, which I don't give a fuck about, but that's cool anyway. The cooler thing for casual players like ourselves, I assume you're a casual player, is it's going to have this mode where you can cycle through one level to another, and everything changes while you're playing. I think that's really cool.
Fucking dope. That is sounds like some great drunken carnage that
Anyway,
he had.
breaking up
Oh, sorry, am I breaking up on my back?
800 musical tracks.
Damn.
Nine, yeah, damn, 900 if you include all the menu sounds and such. Um, and that's going to be accessible through this new mode where you can just listen to the music. And a lot of the music is like classic music. They have like 34 tracks, specifically Castlevania related, that are going to be in this game. It's like there's this mode where it like turns your Switch into an iPod. You saw the trailer, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's fucking awesome. I'm super stoked about that because I even remember sometimes I just left my Wii on playing some of the Wii Smash music because they got great.
Yeah,
Man.
yeah,
I
no, it's good stuff, man.
The F-Zero like power metal. I love that shit.
Yeah, that's classic shit. I mean, this is a really nice mode. There's so much shit in this game. There's hundreds of assist trophies, including now Shovel Knight, Bomberman, and Christ knows how many Pokemon. There's going to be hundreds of Pokemon in this game.
Yeah, there's too many Pokemon now.
Yeah, there are. There are way too many. I don't even know Pokemon beyond the original 158 or whatever. I don't know how much it was.
I followed it closely up to like Gen 3, and then I lost it.
Yeah. Like that's a thing. That's another story for another day. But I lost myself with all the Nintendo handhelds. That's one thing I kind of worry about with Nintendo and the Switch. But so far, it's been cool. Cool.
Yeah, I played Game Boy way too much. Anyway.
Oh yeah, no, I played the original Game Boy a lot, and the Game Boy Color, and the Game Boy Advance. And then I got a DS, but that's about where it ended because then there were like 5 DSs.
Yeah, I got the DS late, like way late when they already had the 3DS. I went and bought one off Kijiji. But yeah, no, I stopped at like the Game Boy Advanced SP was really when I stopped.
Oh yeah, fucking best.
Super tight.
Yeah, Super Nintendo you can put in your pocket. Let's see here. Well, that about sums it up for this Smash. As I said earlier, I wasn't necessarily going to buy it, but now I feel like I have to. It's one of those things where I'll probably wait for a sale or I might pre-order it on Amazon so I can get 20% off because I still do not want to pay $60 for a fucking game. I don't make enough money for that shit, but I really want this game. This is like so much fucking content.
Yeah, no, I like it. It's like even has modes that basically change the mode of your Switch, which seems kind of indicative of maybe some of their other flagships might, do a similar like music iPod setting or something. But that's pretty fucking dope. I'm excited with how much content they've got here, and it just looks like endless hours of you know fun to just hang out and with your buddies and smash like fucking crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. And there'll be online modes and stuff too, I am sure. And that spirit mode is probably a single player mode. We don't know for sure yet, but I'm thinking it is.
Yeah, probably. Like I think I don't know, did the on the Wii U one did they have a single player mode? I know they did on Brawl.
I didn't have the Wii U one. See, I'm a casual player. Like I said, I only played until like Melee.
Yeah, the last one I played up until Brawl on the Wii. But
Mm-hmm.
then yeah, I didn't get the Wii U or anything. So
Mm-hmm.
I've played the that version at a friend's house, but just just us fucking around, not the actual.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the primary series I always buy is Mario. Like I had all the Mario games. I had Mario, Super Mario World or whatever it was called on the Wii U. Super Mario U, I think it was called. And I had the Mario Builder and all those games. But I didn't get Smash. Again, it's just too damn expensive. I'm fucking poor, but I want this one.
Yeah, this one looks like of any of the Smashes to buy, I think this is the one.
Absolutely. So I think that's enough about this Smash Ultimate Direct. It was really good. If you haven't watched it, I encourage you to watch it. So we were talking before the show started about what you were playing. I'm going to talk a little bit about what I was playing, but let's start with you this week.
Sure, yeah. Well, unfortunately, I no longer have my cousin's Switch, so
I know.
I had to give back Breath of the Wild. Right, literally, I just got to Ganon, the final Ganon fight, uh,
Wow.
and I had to give it back. So that's a fucking piss off. But apparently, you can transfer your Nintendo account to a new Switch. So if I get one, hopefully I can bring my save over.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm playing it again.
Yeah, you won't be able to until the online service comes out. Then you'll be able to because they'll put the online saves through that. It's kind of a stupid situation, but I shouldn't say that. I'm sorry, but it's a situation they're going to fix.
Well, that's fine. I would honestly play it again all the way through again. It was a fun game. But yeah, because I don't have the Switch, I've been back to just mobile games and
That's fine.
being sad about it. But and I've been playing Elder Scrolls Legends, which is the card trading game on the mobile, and it's their version of Hearthstone or whatever. I would say it's much better than Hearthstone.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
it's probably the best casual card trading game I've ever played. I'm a big Magic the Gathering fan,
Mm-hmm.
and it has a level of depth that I think Magic has, but it's a lot more accessible than Magic, and a lot easier to get into right away. So I think it's a great game. That's what's been occupying my time. I've also been playing a bit of PUBG
Mm-hmm.
mobile, which it's okay. I don't know. It's fun sometimes, but I don't know. I can't get into Fortnite, especially Fortnite on the mobile is too fucking difficult.
Yeah, I like Fortnite on the Switch. It's pretty good, but I don't like building, and I don't like. I like it a lot, but at the same time, it's just not my kind of game, so I never play it.
Yeah, it's I see why it's occupying so many people's time.
Mm-hmm.
I just personally haven't played it much, so maybe I'm just not into it. But I can't do the building on the mobile like fast enough to make it
Mm-hmm.
worth it. And I played it a bit on Xbox, and because my brother has it. And yeah, no, it's fun, but yeah, I just haven't got into it.
I
PUBG,
was.
a little
Go ahead.
better for me. PUBG is just I don't know, it's a little it's just like easier to just do one match and then fuck off. I think.
Yeah, yeah. There's no building, which is nice. It's all just about stealth and shit. But I was gonna say I really like Elder Scrolls Legends. I only gave it a try because I love Elder Scrolls. Speaking of which, since Bethesda's making games for the Switch, could you please bring out an HD re-release of Morrowind? I would die. But
Oh my god, that'd be amazing.
would it not? I wasted a fucking year on Morrowind on the Xbox, the original Xbox. It was amazing. But and then on the computer later on with all the DLC. But I really like the single player campaign in Elder Scrolls Legends. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I played the free one, but I
Yeah.
can't like the problem I have with Elder Scrolls Legends is all the additional content is so expensive.
Is it?
Yeah, like if you want to buy the extra chapters, like in total, you're looking at like $60 just to buy the single player game. And
Jesus
then
Christ.
there's like other like there's like puzzles and other things you can buy too. So like if you wanted on extra content, you could be sinking in like over $100. Like it's pretty crazy.
Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah,
Well,
I
like,
can't justify that for a mobile card game, but it's fun anyway. Yeah.
yeah. Um, but still, what you get for free is pretty fun. And
Oh, you're chopping out. Off to fight the digital C Lab robots. Uh-oh. Murph? Maybe Nintendo just killed Murph too. Oh,
Cheetahs, there you are.
there you are.
All right, fucking awesome. I don't know what happened there. You said you play Magic the Gathering. I don't play card games. I played Magic the Gathering for like literally a weekend when I was 18, and that was the end of it. But Elder Scrolls Legends is very accessible and fun. I really love that game.
Yeah, that's what I think it's better because it's so easy to get into right away. Like Magic is like a big investment if you want to get into it. But like the learning curve is really simple, but it can still go really deep and be really technical and complex too. So no, it's a great game.
And I wanted to bring up, since that's what you've been playing lately, that there was some news about Elder Scrolls Legends. Bethesda is going to bring that out to the Switch soon. But the thing is, they are demanding that Sony have cross-platform play with Elder Scrolls Legends, and they're not going to. They've claimed that they're not going to put it on the PS4 if they do not have cross-platform play with the Xbox One and the Switch. Do you know about that?
I did not know about that, but that's fucking awesome because I think everybody in the gaming community has been begging for cross-platform since as far back as there's been online gaming, and there's really been no reason not to do it. And I'm glad that Bethesda's like being taking the stand for all the other developers and being like, fuck no, like this game isn't going to work if everybody doesn't play together. So either take it or leave it. But I like that they're giving Nintendo the primacy on this one, like being like, we're bringing it to the Switch no matter what. You guys can come along if if you wish.
Yeah, well, they're doing that because for whatever reason, Nintendo is much more open to cross-platform play than Sony is. I mean, the prevailing theory is Sony is number one in this generation, so they feel they don't have to do anything with the other consoles. And it does tend to be that when one of them two major quote-unquote console makers is not doing as well, that they'll play nice with Nintendo in order to get at the other. But it would be nice if we just had a standard where after this generation, the PS4 and the Xbox One are going to die soon, and the Switch still has quite a bit of life left because it's not as old. They will hopefully make it a standard that there's cross-platform play and just be done with this bullshit. Because I mean, right now, you can play you can play Fortnite with people on Xbox One and PC on the Switch, and you can also play what is that soccer game? What the hell is it with cars? You know what I'm talking about, right?
Oh, Rocket League or whatever.
Rocket League, that's right. Yeah, you can play that with other people on like the Xbox One, whatever. And that's because Xbox and Nintendo are coming together. And, oh, the biggest thing, I don't know if you saw this. I should link this or send you a link or something. Did you see the Minecraft Duel commercial where it's like Xbox and Nintendo made the commercial together?
No, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah, it's like, so like they have like the screen is like cut in half, and there's this little girl playing on her Xbox, and then there's this guy playing on his Switch, and they're playing together. And like one side is green and one side is red. And this was like This is like a shot across the bow at Sony. Like, fuck you, Sony.
Yeah, that's the straight up fuck you Sony trailer. That's pretty
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, I'm all for, the one thing I'm scared about integrating the companies is just, with any corporate integration is it allows, consumers to maybe be shafted in some new ways. But out of like playing just for fun, like it seems like a no-brainer to have cross-platform to me. It's like, yeah, some kids have Xboxes, some kids have Switches. You can't just expect every family to buy all fucking 3 consoles, So it's just like, yeah, no, I think that's great.
And I keep bringing this up, but like I've heard fucking, game podcasters and commentators on YouTube be like, yeah, just buy all 3 consoles. There's so much bourgeoisie bullshit in this whole industry. But you're right about, like, I like Nintendo, but at the same time, I'm a socialist, so I don't really like Nintendo as it is. I like its games. I like the people that work at it. I wish it were like a cooperative or something. We might do a show about communist Nintendo at some point here, actually.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah, but still, in where we are right now, cross-platform is the future, and Sony better get its ass in gear. But moving on, that was you talking. Well, I talked a lot too about Bethesda's Elder Scrolls Legends, an amazing card game. I think it's better than Hearthstone, and it's the only card game I've ever really liked. Now, as for me, I've continued to play Octopath this week. I uploaded the second chapter of Alphen's story because I think it has a lot to say about the profit motive in healthcare, as he is a apothecary and he comes upon an apothecary who is actually creating disease in a community so that she could sell a cure.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, it is. And the funny thing about that is I'm not a big fan of Alphen at first. But as I played these levels, and I have to say, I've gotten through all the first and second chapters. There's 4 chapters. I haven't played nearly enough. It's just been like I've been in pain and shit, and I just too tired after work to play. But I played a little bit here and there. I've gotten through all the first 2 chapters now, finally. I'm about 41 hours into it. And I really like all the characters now. At first, there were a couple characters I didn't really care for, mainly Alphen, because he's just like a goody-goody two-shoes doctor who just wants to go across the world and help people. And I mean, I suppose the only character I still have problems with is Tressa, the merchant, because she's a merchant and I hate capitalism. But
yeah, that's it's not her fault. It's the structural forces at play.
Yeah, she's steeped in ideology. The whole world steeped in ideology. The designers who made the game are steeped in ideology, and so they don't do it consciously. It's just part of their worldview. It's the matrix they live in. But yeah, that whole
terrible nightmare that we'd all be living in the matrix, but instead of electricity, we were creating Bitcoin.
Oh my God! Can you say that live on YouTube? Don't be giving them ideas. God damn, man!
I already said it in front of my cell phone, so they got it from me already.
Oh, Jesus Christ! I mean, oh God, we're all gonna die. Let's not even think about that, because I imagine some libertarians already working on a seastead where they can build like a man-made island where they can just put people into beds for 30 years and like we'll give your kid a new cancer treatment, then she'll live, and all right, I'll sleep in your bed and make you Bitcoin for 30 years. That's gonna happen,
That is definitely gonna happen, and they're gonna serial number your fucking brain, and it'll be like that movie Repo Man where they repossess your organs, except
oh God,
they'll just be coming for your brain.
That is a great movie, by the way.
I love that movie. That's a fantastic concept, but and something that unfortunately is all too real. I could see that happening like tomorrow.
Yeah, definitely, unfortunately. So I guess all I want to say about Octopath Traveler is watch those 2 videos I uploaded. It's the whole of Alphen's Chapter 2. It's got some interesting things to say about healthcare. And I guess I just really, really like Octopath Traveler. I don't know what more to say about that right now. I've been playing a little more Pool Panic. I don't know if I talked about that before on the show. Pool Panic is like this unrealistic, trippy kind of pool game. that Adult Swim Games brought out. It's a console exclusive for the Switch. It's also on Steam, though, if you ever want to pick it up on your computer. And I really like it. It's fun. It's got a lot of creative levels and like lots of interesting pool mini games. There was this whole segment I found because this is an overworld and you can walk around in it and just find weird shit. And
Murph, we lost you.
interesting levels and mini games. The issue is, as I just mentioned, is the controls are not tight and they're really hard to get a hold of. So that wouldn't be a problem in the normal pool, but in this game where the pool balls actually can like beat you up and shit, move around, it's hard to hit.
You cut out, and then you came back saying that the pool balls are gonna beat you up and shit. You got to go back a little bit.
Well, that's all right. All you need to know is the balls will beat you up.
The pool balls hit back.
They do, and it's very hard to get them into holes. So the controls are difficult. It's a fun game, though. It's worth the price. The developer's really nice on Twitter. They'll retweet your stuff and say thanks and stuff. So I like that game. The two-player, I got to see the two-player being played by my niece and my brother for a little while today, and that looks like fun. So I'd buy it just for that. It's $15 in the eShop. It is a Switch console exclusive. And the other game that I played a little bit is Sonic Mania Plus. Now, I beat Sonic Mania like 4 months ago, but then Plus came out of nowhere, and I was like, oh, God, I have to buy another version of this game. Yippee. But what turned out was that if you had already bought Sonic Mania, which was only $20, by the way, best Sonic game to come out in like 20 years, easily. If you had already bought it, the Plus DLC was only $5, so I picked it up. That was basically the only thing I bought. I remember I said to someone when I bought Octopath, yeah, this is the only game I'm going to buy. The only game I'm going to buy for like 3 months. And so far, that's been pretty accurate. It's been about a month and a half, and I haven't bought hardly anything. But I did buy this, and I really like the extra modes and the weird new characters. There's this one, he looks like I don't know, like an armadillo, I guess. And he will like pound to the ground. And in the encore version of the game, which is like a new remix version, there'll be areas that only he can access because he will pound the ground and break through the ground. And then there's this other character who glides, but glides in a different way from Knuckles, which is weird. And you can play as any of them at any one time. It's a lot of fun. It's
Oh, Murph dropped off of C-Lab again.
uh-oh. Hello.
There you go.
Oh, my God. Going in and out here. All right. Am I coming in clear?
Oh, now you're back.
Oh, my God. What is happening? Am I
corporate
in clear?
What's that?
Why don't you read this article for us, CheetahSquad?
Sure. Why? Well, it's from the New York.
Landlord.
I'm sure everybody has heard about this. This has got to be hard-hitting national news. Everybody's on this news cycle, I'm sure, 24/7. This brave soul, a landlord, who are some of the most noble people. He's going on hunger strike because the city has the audacity of New York. They have the audacity to build a homeless shelter next to a park that I guess he likes. And so for this, grave insult to him and the entire community, he's bravely pledged to go on strike until they cancel the project because we don't want more homeless shelters in Queens.
Hero.
He's a hero, a true patriot. His name is Sam Esposito. Looks like to be an Italian immigrant man. So I'm getting the feeling of Spike Lee's classic film, um, Do the Right Thing. That's the kind of vibe I'm getting from this guy. But anyway, yeah, he's the homeless shelter is for 113 mentally ill men to house them by in the neighborhood by winter. And that is just too egregious of of a condition for him to accept. But I'll read from the
Yeah.
article. So, Mayor de Blasio, this is from the New York Post, by the way, shining gold star, free press, unbiased, perfect factual information from the New York
It's
Post.
not fake news.
It is not fake news.
Mhm.
But okay. So, Mayor de Blasio's homeless policies are so hard to swallow for a Queens landlord that he's gone on a hunger strike. Savorio Sam Esposito, 53, said he stopped eating Monday in protest of Hisner's plan to establish a homeless shelter for 113 mentally ill men in the neighborhood by winter. I'm going to keep this up till they carry me away by ambulance, or the mayor agrees to a sit down, the retired cop vowed. Oh, it all comes clear. He's a retired cop. Aha. It all makes sense. Cop turned landlord. He's a shining star of good citizenship.
Truly the greatest man who ever lived.
Taking a brave stance against the mentally ill homeless people who otherwise would freeze to death on the streets in New York. He says, I love Ozone Park, he said. I know that once they put this shelter up, this whole area is going to change dramatically. As in, there will be a lot less suffering people on the street because they will be housed. The city is converting a shuttered Lutheran school on 101st Avenue into the shelter and plans to stop using a local hotel to house homeless people. It expects to find a second site to house another 150 homeless people in the district in the coming years. The Ozone Park site is one of the 90 shelters de Blasio wants to open throughout the city. That damned de Blasio. Esposito is camped out in front of the construction site, sporting shorts, sandals, a t-shirt, and stubble. On Friday, he looked no worse for wear after 5 days with nothing, he said, but water and coffee to sustain him. I don't feel lightheaded. I took my blood pressure. It's fine. Adding he'd lost 12 pounds since his hunger strike started. Just doing great. Good for him. It sounds like he didn't need to eat anyway.
No.
He and some friends were manning a table where they asked passerby to sign a petition against the shelter. Shade from a tree and a fan made the heat, which peaked at 93 degrees Friday, more bearable. And Esposito's also set up a tent where he sleeps at night and rents a portable toilet. He's got his own porta potty.
Wait, he rents a portable toilet? This motherfucker.
He's really doing the hardcore hard work of a sit-in.
I mean, he's basically homeless himself.
I know he's protesting homeless people by becoming homeless himself. This is truly hard-hitting activism here.
Yeah.
Oh my god, he's plastered his four cars that he's parked in front of the shelter building with anti-shelter signs. This bougie landlord ex-cop fuck parked his 4 cars in New York City. This fucker owns 4 cars and parked them in front of a homeless shelter.
I think you mean hero.
Sorry, did I? Yeah, I slipped up there. I meant hero. I'm getting a
true hero
sign on my teleprompter here from the newsroom. He's a true patriot, and I misspoke earlier. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
He's a job creator. Go ahead.
He is. He's a landlord. He's creating plenty of jobs. He's got to have supers that don't do anything in his buildings. Got to put off hiring trades workers as long as possible to do any repairs.
Who needs trade workers? You can just hire illegal immigrants and not pay them. It's the Trump way.
Exactly. Just call ICE afterwards. It's easy.
There you go. It's free labor. It's not slavery.
It's not slavery. It's just they're illegal. So
it's the American way.
Some good old New York politicians are also using the cause to rally against the shelter plan in general. They're saying, this is an administration that does not listen, so we have a resident going on hunger strike, said State Senator Joseph Adabo. That's Addabbo.
Oh, man, you're going in and out.
Oh, you got me now? Hello?
Yeah, you're cool.
Okay, cool. So State Senator Joseph Adabo says, this is an administration that does not listen. So we have a resident going on hunger strike. It is absolutely unacceptable that this individual feels that's the only way he can gain attention to this issue. So we got noble senators, state senators, taking up this noble citizen's cause for him. This guy has reached the attention of the bourgeois coastal elites up in New York City with his noble cause, rallying against the homeless.
I'm so proud to be an American.
Esposito, who has 27 tenants, by the way, he's housing 27 people completely fairly. Said he's not protesting to protect property values. No, he is not protecting his class interest, but to ensure safety. It is merely his compassion for the neighborhood by which he protests housing these homeless people for the winter. Both Adabo, the state senator, and Esposito, the ex-cop turned landlord, turned hero, said they'd rather see a shelter for women with kids or veterans. They say homeless men with mental health issues could pose a safety threat in a close-knit neighborhood of cozy houses, plus several schools. And so far, the city is not budging. Those bastard liberals up top and running New York City.
Communists.
Everybody knows New York City is the most socialist city in America.
Damn right.
And they're so much so that they dare house a couple hundred homeless people for the winter. So the city Department of Homeless Services spokeswoman Ariana Fishman says, we're moving forward with opening this facility as soon as possible to give homeless New Yorkers the opportunity to be sheltered closer to the communities they called home before winter approaches. So the New York City says that they're housing these homeless people and supposedly in their own communities so that they don't freeze in winter. But, you got to ask, if these homeless people were really of the community, then why don't they have homes in the community? Why aren't they good property owning citizens like the rest of us?
Yeah.
This
next paragraph, though, is great.
This is the peak of the article here. So this fantastic hero, veteran of the NYPD, and now landlord of 27 tenants. Esposito pled guilty in 2014 to a misdemeanor in connection with a massive Social Security fraud scheme in which his father, Joseph Esposito, was one of the ringleaders. Esposito, who said he had long been on bad terms with his dad, did not get any jail time.
Wow.
And I'm sure he didn't get any jail time, not because he was a cop, but rather because he was an upstanding citizen who did nothing wrong.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, he says, I've never stopped being involved with the community, which because he's a former community board member. But I wonder if that sentence rather means that he just never stopped his Social Security fraud scheme in the community.
I don't know.
But who knows? He's an ex-cop. He's allowed to do certain things that the rest of us are not. That's just the way society is structured, and get over it. But hidden here in the last two sentences of the article, the New York Post, which, in the interest of being fair, unbiased news, has buried this nice little two sentences where they say, not everyone who passed by Esposito on Friday agreed with his message. It's kind of messed up, Yajara Corona 21 said as she pushed a child in a stroller. I don't think that homeless people are going to bother anybody. And that's the end of the article. So 90% of it praising this landlord cop hero. And then at the end, where nobody really reads to, they buried the fact that he's involved in Social Security fraud. And that's it's not everyone who passed by agrees with his message, which probably most people.
I've got something to say that I'm afraid you as a Canadian wouldn't understand. This man is a patriot and a hero, and I believe that he has started a movement and that all landlords everywhere should go on hunger strike immediately in solidarity with this man and his great work.
I 100% agree with you. I say this is an international movement, and landlords across the world really should all be having solidarity hunger strikes, and just a mass movement where all hunger strikes all across the world.
Go full Gandhi on it. Do at least 30 days. At least. Doesn't matter what your health problems are. Just go on that hunger strike. We believe in you.
We
USA.
You can do it. And you know what? If you're truly invested in this cause of rallying against homeless people as a landlord, cut out the water, cut out the coffee, cut out the food, cut it all out. Just exist purely off like solar energy. I hear there's a guy who's been living for 200 years just by soaking up the solar energy.
That's science. That's science right there.
I read that on the internet. So I'm sure these guys can do it. They are truly committed to their cause, and I think if it's a true hunger strike, the body can find a way to repel the hunger. Senators used this argument before in the legislature, and I think it applies here. If they truly willed for their cause, they'll subsist for 30 days on nothing.
Yeah, as Dr. Jeff Goldblum once said, life finds a way. So you can take that to the bank.
Yeah, and hopefully they drop dead in front of that bank before they cash any checks.
That would be great. That would be great. Well, that was an interesting article. I really hope more landlords take up this noble cause, Cheetah. Thank you for reading it.
You're very welcome. That was an entertaining read, and yeah, this guy's truly an inspiration. Like you said, I think I'm going to try and convince some of these Vancouver landlords. We got a lot of them here. We got a lot of homeless people. I think this is a cause that they can take up as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And think of the savings as capitalists they'll make if they just don't eat anything. It'd be great. But that's Joe, my friend, I believe. So where can we find you on the internet, CheetahSquad?
You can find me on Twitter at motherfucking Cheetah.
Oh, no.
MUHF. Oh, am I cutting out? Yep. Am I still cutting out? Uh-oh. Murph?
Oh, I heard you there for a second.
Oh, yeah. Am I back?
You're back. Hey, just tell everyone where they can find you really quick.
Real quick, you can find me at motherfucking Cheetah on Twitter or the same thing on Facebook. That's where there's more activity. There'll probably be links if you like those sort of things in the description. And yeah, it's not a big deal if you follow me or not, but I'm around.
It's a big deal. Follow him. Come on, guys. I set up a Twitter for this because you're supposed to do that, I guess. It's kind of working, so that's cool. I got 30 subscribers now on YouTube. That's at Leftendo. You can find it on there. You can also check out my little website. I'm going to put some reviews up there eventually, www.solarpunk.ninja. And I'm going to have a poll very soon on the Leftendo Twitter account to help me decide on what game I should buy. I'm going to buy an indie game, and I'm going to stream the whole, well, not stream because I can't do that yet, but eventually. But I'm going to put videos of the whole game up on my YouTube channel very soon. So look forward to that poll. Anyway, it's been nice to talk to you, Cheetah. Thank you for coming by today.
Likewise. Thanks for having me. It's always fun.
All right. You all have a great day now. Bye-bye.
Peace.
Waluigi forever.